Welcome to the chicken shack where the fun's begun. Clucking and a pecking, we're all about that run. Raising our little chicks from dusk till dawn. Join the flock, come along, let's get our chicken on.
All right, so you want to talk chickens?
Okay.
Let's dive into the world of the Buff Orpington.
Yeah. These are really something.
From what I've been reading, these guys sound less like, average birds.
Yeah.
And more like, well, the royalty of the chicken world.
Yeah. And it's really interesting.
Okay.
They weren't just some happy accident.
Real.
These birds were practically engineered
Engineered
to be poultry superstars.
Wow, so it wasn't like, some farmers just
No.
stumbled upon a golden chicken one day and were like, whoa, let's make more of these.
This is like going back to the late 1800s.
Wow, okay.
We're talking a guy named William Cook
Okay.
in Orpington, Kent, England.
So that's where the name comes from.
Exactly.
That's why.
He wanted to create this
Yeah.
ultimate dual-purpose chicken.
Yeah.
Good for meat, good for eggs.
Practical.
But here's the kicker.
Okay.
He wanted a bird that could go toe-to-toe with all these fancy imported chickens.
Oh, so there was competition back then. Oh, yeah.
In the chicken world.
Big time. All these exotic breeds were coming into Britain.
Wow. And he was like, no, we can do better.
Exactly. He wanted a homegrown champion, and he set out to create one.
Okay, so mission. Create the perfect chicken.
Pretty much.
But, okay, before we get into how he did it, paint a picture for me.
Okay.
When you think Buff Orpington, what do you see?
Think sunshine with feathers.
Okay.
Like that's just the most incredible, rich, golden plumage.
Okay, yeah, I've seen pictures.
Yeah, it's their claim to fame.
Beautiful.
But it's not just the color, it's the texture. They have this
Okay.
incredibly soft, almost fluffy feathers.
Oh, wow, so we're not talking about those, like,
Right.
those really wiry-looking chickens?
No.
Yeah.
These are like teddy bears with beaks.
Okay, so they're like the cuddly teddy bears of the chicken world.
Exactly.
I like it. I'm already picturing little kids, running up
Aw.
and trying to hug them.
And that's actually another part of it.
That whole, like, gentle nature,
Oh.
that was bred into them, too.
So they're not just pretty faces, they've got the personality to match.
Exactly. Cook wanted a bird that was easy to handle, even for families with children.
That's so interesting because, I've spent some time around chickens,
Yeah.
and easygoing isn't exactly the first word that springs to mind.
Yeah, some of them a little high-strung.
A little. Yeah, they can be a little.
Yeah.
But we're talking about a breed that's known for being, like, calm,
Docile, even?
docile, yeah.
Yeah.
They tend to be on the calmer side, even,
Yeah,
a little broody sometimes,
Yeah.
which can be,
Broody. Now, there's a word you don't hear every day. At least not outside of a Jane Austen novel.
right. But in the chicken world, that's a whole other ballgame.
So what does broody mean when we're talking chickens?
Basically, it means they're ready to be moms.
Okay.
Like, seriously ready. They want to sit on those eggs,
Okay.
hatch those chicks, and they're not afraid to let you know about it.
So built-in babysitters, that's handy. It is, but it can be, a bit of a double-edged sword.
How so?
Well, on the one hand, you've got these amazing mothers.
Right.
They'll hatch out chicks like nobody's business, but that same instinct, that broodiness,
Yeah.
it can actually lead to a decrease in egg production.
Wait, so you're telling me these broody hens, they'd rather sit on a nest full of eggs than, actually lay more eggs?
Sometimes, yeah.
That's a tough trade-off for a chicken owner who likes omelets.
It is a trade-off for sure.
So you might have to choose adorable baby chicks or a steady supply of eggs for your breakfast.
It all comes down to hormones, really.
Hormones.
Yeah, when a hen goes broody,
Okay.
her body gets flooded with prolactin.
Prolactin.
That's the same hormone that triggers, like, milk production in mammals.
Wow. So it's like their whole system is saying, time to be a mom.
Exactly. And that can mean putting the brakes on egg laying for a while, sometimes weeks, sometimes even months.
So we've got these big fluffy chickens, love to be moms, love those eggs.
Yeah.
But we can't forget the whole reason Mr. Cook bred them in the first
Yeah.
place, right?
Exactly. We've been talking a lot about the eggs,
Right.
but we can't forget about the other side of that dual-purpose coin.
The meat.
Exactly.
See, now that's where I get a little conflicted.
Yeah, I get it.
They sound so sweet and gentle.
Yeah.
And then there's the whole, eating them part.
It's definitely something to consider, but, for some folks,
Yeah.
having a breed that's known for being docile, easy to handle,
Right.
it can actually make that aspect a little bit easier to,
To stomach, so to speak.
exactly.
Okay.
It's all about personal choice and ethics, really.
Right.
But there's no denying the Buff Orpington was bred to be both a good egg layer
Yeah.
and a good source of meat.
Okay, so let's say, hypothetically,
Yeah.
I'm a chicken enthusiast. I've got some space.
Okay.
I'm ready to welcome some of these golden birds into my life.
Oh, I like it.
What are the key things I need to know?
Well, first of all, you're making a great choice. Buff Orpingtons are known for being relatively low maintenance
Low maintenance.
for chickens.
As far as chickens go, these guys are pretty easygoing. And remember all those fluffy feathers we talked about?
Oh, yeah, like little feathery clouds.
Exactly. Well, those feathers aren't just for show.
Okay.
They actually provide excellent insulation.
Oh, so they can handle the cold?
They are surprisingly cold hardy, much better than a lot of other breeds.
Huh. Didn't see that coming.
Yeah, they're like the camels of the chicken world, built for those temperature extremes.
I love it. So they're low maintenance, they can handle the cold. What else?
Well, on the flip side, you do have to watch out for overheating.
Okay, right, because all those feathers.
Exactly, especially in the summer. Plenty shade, fresh water.
So they can rock a winter coat, but they also appreciate a good pool party when it's hot out?
Exactly.
Okay, and what about their housing situation?
Okay, so they're pretty adaptable in that sense.
Yeah.
They love to free range.
Free range, so like just let them wander.
Yeah, give them some space to roam and peck around. Okay, so if you've got the space, let them go for it.
Exactly. It's great for them, lets them exercise those natural foraging instincts.
And if you don't have a ton of space?
A spacious coop and run will do just fine. Just make sure they have enough room to move around, maybe hide some treats for them to find.
So, city chickens can still live their best lives.
Exactly. It's all about keeping them happy and enriched. And speaking of keeping them happy,
Yeah, let's talk food.
of course, the most important part.
Right. What do these fluffy chickens like to eat?
Well, just like us, they need a balanced diet,
Okay.
especially those hens working hard to lay all those beautiful brown eggs.
So when you say balanced diet, what are we talking about here?
A good quality layer feed is essential. That means it's got that higher level of calcium they need for strong eggshells.
Okay, so not just any old chicken feed will do.
Exactly. You want to make sure they're getting what they need to stay healthy and productive.
And what about, I don't know, protein? Seems like laying all those eggs would take a lot of energy.
Absolutely. Think of it this way. Each egg is basically a little protein bomb.
That's a good way to put it.
So yeah, they need a good amount of protein in their diet to keep up with that kind of output.
Okay, so we've got our fluffy, cold hardy chickens happily roaming around or maybe strutting their stuff in a spacious coop, munching on their high-quality layer feed.
Yeah.
But no chicken breed is perfect, right?
Yeah, that is very true.
Are there any potential downsides to the Buff Orpington that we haven't touched on yet?
Well, every rose has its thorns, right?
Right.
And the Buff Orpington, as wonderful as they are, they do have a couple of, I guess you could say, vulnerabilities.
Okay, vulnerability.
Things that potential owners should keep in mind.
So what do we need to watch out for?
Well, remember all those fluffy feathers we can't stop raving about?
Oh, yeah, those gorgeous feathers.
As amazing as they are, they can also be, well,
What, a little high maintenance?
not
to create?
exactly high maintenance, but
Okay.
they can be a bit of a magnet for those pesky little critters.
Critters. Like, what are we talking about here?
Lice, mites, those little parasites.
Oh, no, not chicken parasites.
It's not uncommon, especially with the heavier feathered breeds.
So our fluffy friends are more prone to these parasites.
It's just that all those feathers,
Okay.
they can make it hard for the birds to, really get in there and groom themselves properly.
So they need a little help from their humans.
Exactly. Regular checks, maybe some preventative measures.
So add chicken spa day to the list of chores. I'm sure there are some excellent anti-parasite chicken shampoos out there.
Oh, there are. There are. And another thing to keep an eye on is their weight.
Weight. So they can get overweight.
And it's a possibility. Because they're bigger birds to begin with.
Right.
And they tend to be on the calmer side.
Not the most active bunch.
Exactly. So if they're eating too much and not moving around enough,
They might pack on a few extra ounces.
or pounds even. So yeah, keeping an eye on their diet.
So it's a balancing act.
It really is. Making sure they're getting enough to eat but not overdoing it.
And lots of opportunities to, scratch around, forage.
Exactly. That's what keeps them happy and healthy.
So the Buff Orpington. Beautiful birds, gentle giants, amazing egg layers. But maybe not the best choice for someone who wants a completely hands-off pet.
They definitely thrive with a bit of attention and care.
Which, let's be honest, is a small price to pay for all the joy they bring.
Couldn't agree more.
So, to our listeners out there, if you're thinking about adding some feathered friends to your lives, and you're looking for a chicken that's as beautiful as it is practical, as gentle as it is productive,
The Buff Orpington is a pretty fantastic option.
They really are something special.
They are.
Well, that's about all the time we have for today. We hope you've enjoyed this deep dive into the world of the Buff Orpington. They're truly a testament to what can happen when human ingenuity meets the wonders of nature.
And who knows, maybe one of our listeners will be inspired to become a chicken breeder themselves.
That'd be amazing. Until next time, happy chickening, everyone.
Welcome to the chicken shack where the fun's begun. Clucking and a pecking, we're all about that run. Raising our little chicks from dusk till dawn. Join the flock, come along, let's get our chicken on. Gather round, it's time to learn. With every egg a new day will burn. Step right up to the chicken shack, where laughter and learning keep us on track. From caring for chicks to the eggs we collect. Join our chicken family, you're just perfect. Welcome to the chicken shack where the fun's begun. Clucking and a pecking, we're all about that run. Raising our little chicks from dusk till dawn. Join the flock, come along, let's get our chicken on. Gather round, it's time to learn. With every egg a new day will burn. Gather round, it's time to learn with them. With every egg a new day will burn. Step right up to the chicken shack, where laughter and learning keep us on track. From caring for chicks to the eggs we collect. Join our chicken family, you're just perfect. Feel the joy, let it fill your heart. In this chicken life we all play a part. Step right up to the chicken shack, where laughter and learning keep us on track. From caring for chicks to the eggs we collect. Join our chicken family, you're just perfect. So come on down, don't be late. At the chicken shack it's gonna be great. So come on down, don't be late. At the chicken shack it's gonna be great.